Okay, so once again, huge thank you so much for to everyone who has joined us on time, joined us so punctually. Hope everyone has had a good Saturday so far and a very good afternoon to everyone today. So today we're here for the Chatbot Bootcamp launch. Before I hand over the time to Christian, I just wanted to share a couple of admin instructions. So first of all, if you have any questions today, please feel free to add those inputs into the Q&A box that you see under the webinar setting. Okay. So we will take questions under the Q&A at the end of today. It will take place at around 3:40 p.m. So do just plonk your questions into the Q&A box and rest assured that we would be going over them. We will be selecting the questions that are most prominent. But meanwhile, if also wanted to flag that if you don't manage to reach your question, please don't fret at all. Subsequently, Christian will also be sharing the Telegram link, the link to the Telegram channel, which is necessary for you to join to participate in the bootcamp. So if you join that channel, that's where you can ask all your questions and gain access to our experts who will be able to guide you accordingly, especially if you face technical issues. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to hand the time over to Christian to give us an introduction to what the Chatbot Bootcamp will entail, and share a little bit more about the different challenge statements as well. And following this, we'll also explore a little bit about the basics of GenAI. So over to you, Christian.
All right. Thank you so much, Jeremy. Good afternoon, everyone. Hi. I can see some comments here. Yeah, good afternoon. Agnes, Xavier, Ailan, Chukwang. Yeah, and many of you whom I can't reply one by one. Very nice to meet all of you again. So welcome to Chatbot Bootcamp launch with the theme of build your own Gen AI powered personal assistant. So this is our, I think our 5th or 6th run with NLB. And we are also happy to be supported by Better SG as well as an industry partner who will share very interesting problem statement for you. Because ultimately what we hope for you to achieve is that you are able to learn how to build Gen AI powered assistant, but also apply it to build something that actually helps a lot of people. So what we will cover today, 3 things. What is the Chatbot Bootcamp itself, challenge statement with bettersg.sg, and also like we will cover also like some basics of Gen AI with Smojo. So like for those of you who are coming here, please stand by until the end of this session because there will be a technical workshop happening today. So with a quick introduction, myself from AI4IMPACT, there's actually me and Arnold here, my colleague as well. So we are building School of Applied AI. So we hope to help like more people, especially non-programmers, not just like learn technical skills, but also apply them for solving industry problems or even like problems you are passionate about. And we are a Singapore-based company. I mean, it's an initiative run by Singapore-based company. And what we do on a daily basis is to actually like develop AI application that actually help businesses, small businesses from large to large organizations actually solve their challenges. So yeah, we've been training a lot of people, and with NLB itself, it's already our 6th run. So we hope to really have fun learning with you guys as well. We are really looking forward to see what you guys have in mind, and basically like we brainstorm together to build something that actually solve a lot of problems in Singapore, a lot of challenges in Singapore. So yeah, maybe I know you want to say something to our participants here before we go on into like further details.
Hi, everyone. Good to see all of you here. This is our 6th run, and we hope it was fun for the last 5 runs. And I think what you'll find is that this program is actually quite fun, and it'll be interesting. You'll be learning new things, new ideas, new technologies. But I think, more than all of that, I think it's where you meet new friends as well. And I want to really encourage you. One of the things we do for this kind of program is that we organize everyone into teams. for the learning, for the projects and everything else. And that's really where the magic happens. That's where all the, the discussions, the late night discussions happens. And that's where it becomes really exciting, right? So have fun and find a team as fast as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Arnold. Yeah, I think that ultimately we want to we hope everyone actually is having fun. You can actually participate as solo participant, but we really encourage like all of you to actually participate as a team, because you can share ideas, you can learn from one another. So program overview, right? So what will we cover like for the next 4 weeks? Ultimately, what we want to do is that we want to, by the end of this program, right? Everyone should be able to create your own personal AI assistant. Will it be as advanced as Jarvis, where you can take image, you can capture images, you can basically analyze lots of documents? I think we are halfway there because of generative AI, right? Because of the ChatGPT technology. But what we can assure you is that by the end of this lesson, if you follow the step-by-step learning program carefully, you should be able to have your own like kind of like personal web applications that you can use to basically help your daily life or to help other people as well. So what we are just a summary as well. What we are going to do is not just to learn how to write prompts. So many of you coming here, like, I think a lot of you are already using ChatGPT in a way, but we want to take it a little bit a step further by not just teaching you how to you do prompting, but also to develop some kind of like web interface or applications, right? Where you can share your prompt techniques, your ChatGPT ideas, Gen AI ideas to other people as well. Yeah. So what can you build after this, right? So there are various ways where our alumni actually have utilized the knowledge they learn after this bootcamp. So many of them build their own assistant. So they create their own like application to do specific tasks, summarize document, generate content, and synthesize. Some of them build AI coach as well, where they develop some kind of AI avatar that can help you basically learn something new. More like something like interview coach, or maybe like learning how to speak, how to converse in Spanish, lots of things. So I think lots of our alumni has built that as well. The third one is game and role play. So there are some applications where, I mean, our alumni take this technology and develop some kind of role play games as well. So I think it's mainly for kids, maybe to learn more about environment, learn about sustainability. They build this kind of avatar where they can actually like, become some kind of friends for their kids or their friends to basically learn something more in a fun way. The fourth one is agent. So agent is the most complex project, but most interesting one, where they kind of like develop some kind of like really like AI that kind of not really replace, but replace a specific part of like human jobs. Something like customer service, for example, some kind like of tour guide recommendation, some kind of personal fitness trainer. So these are the four categories where our alumni have actually like utilized from the knowledge that we learned throughout this bootcamp. So what you will learn for during the next 4 weeks, I think we don't just like teach the prompting part, but also how you assemble multiple technology stacks together to build some kind of applications. But don't worry, we make it in a such we make it user friendlier, so that if you don't have programming background, if you follow the instructions step by step, you should be able to build your own web application as well. So the first one will cover like end-to-end Gen AI app development, which we are going to cover like after this briefing. The second one is the prompt engineering part, where we'll teach you like how to instruct better prompts so that you can get better, more personalized answers after you develop the chatbots in a way. So we'll cover this in more detail, some kind of techniques to make sure that your GPT chatbot is smarter. The third one, I think something that we add on that we have not covered from the previous year is the multimodal personality of the GPT itself. Because right now there are actually lots of like instruments where you can process images. So for example, like right now, if you want to, you can actually develop chatbots to where you can snap on your kids like math questions on paper, right? You can snap it and then you can get GPT to solve that problems for you. You can do a lot of things as well. So these are the new things that we introduce for this bootcamp, where you don't just you're not able, you're just you can go beyond text, where you can actually take different kind of like inputs like images or hopefully audio. Like audio is a little bit more complex, but I mean it might be possible as well. Let's see how we can how fast we can go together, and then like take it and then get some kind of analysis. Let AI give some kind of answers based on your image or audio input. So this is what we will do on the third week. Of course, I think learning is not enough without practicing and building something, right? So we will continue this habit of publishing your applications, and we like your applications to basically like be used by other people as well. So what we'll do is that on the fourth week, right, we will actually like we'll allow you to basically like submit your chatbots to us, and then we collate it into some kind of leaderboard, and then we get expose your chatbots to our audience as well, so that you can also like see how what was their feedback like, and we can also like share it to your friends as well, so that you are not just like coming here to learn, but you also like able to build something, create something that you like, and get your friends to use it as well. So it's a little bit different than learning like how to use ChatGPT website, where most of the time you are actually building it for your own use. In this part of the bootcamp, right, you will actually be able to borrow ChatGPT brain and also build some kind of like web applications or smart system, right, where where it can be used by other people. And I think NLB has also kindly like prepared an interesting stage as well, if you like to present. So the finale pitching will happen at One Punggol Plaza stage as well. So you'll be able to present your creations to other people too. Okay, so that's actually the overall plan for the program outline, right? But before we move on further, I'd like to invite Rachel from Beta.sg, right, who are coming here to also like to share the challenge statement that is very meaningful to be solved. So there are two industry problem statements from Beta.sg, and we also like introduce one open challenges, which is more towards like an open challenge that you can solve. Let's say if you want to build, if you have your own ideas as well. So before we move on further, maybe I'll pass the time to Rachel to explain the problem statements from Beta.sg. Rachel, time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a software engineer and the project lead this for Recycle Go Where, which is a project under Better SG. Yep. Okay, wait, give me a second while I share my screen. Okay, can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Okay, okay, first let me go through what is more about Better SG, right? So we are a charity that actually advocates for tech for good in Singapore. We started in 2020. So currently we have over 2,300 members of various tech domains. So we mainly come from UX design, software development, or software engineering. And the main three pillars of activities that we have is the projects, advisory, and events. So for the project side, right, it's like the current project that I'm in, where volunteers will lead the project and build solutions from ground up. And then for the advisory pillar, Better SG will support like other nonprofits and social impact organizations in the digitalization journey. And for events, we mainly host events like to bring the community together and then to share our knowledge with other nonprofit organizations. So I think the next event that will be coming up is called Beacon 2024. So it's like our biggest Tech for Good conference in Singapore. And it will be happening on 23rd November at Marina One West Tower. Yeah. So maybe more about today. We'll be going through two problem statements. I'll be covering the recycling problem statement mainly. Yeah. Okay, so currently our recycling scene, right? We are facing two main problems. So the finite landfill space and also our falling domestic recycling rate. So what do we mean by finite landfill space? So with all the rubbish that we produce and then after it was being incinerated, we put it at this place called Pulau Semakau landfill. And according to the Ministry of Sustainability and Environment, they projected that it will be fully filled by 2035, which means that we won't have enough space to store our rubbish. And these are five possible outcomes five possible impact that we believe will that we will all suffer from. So like the improper disposal of waste, people start to throw waste in maybe the sea or yeah. So and then the next one is the impact of flora and fauna in Singapore. So without space to store our rubbish, the presence of rubbish will then be in our environment, and then it will impact our animals, our environment, and the forests in Singapore. So the next thing is the greater public health risk, the higher waste management costs, and we'll have a greater pressure on our waste management infrastructure, right? So another problem that we researched on is this domestic recycling rate that we believe that we have found to fall to 12% in 2022, and it has been the lowest in recent decades. So and actually this domestic recycling rate of 12% has remained in 2023, so there wasn't much improvement, or there wasn't any improvement. So after doing our secondary research and analyzing the statistics by NEA, there are two leading causes of this low domestic recycling rate that we found. First is the rejected recyclables. So every time we dispose our recyclables in the blue bin, right? I think we'll realize that sometimes the blue bin is dirty because someone threw in like a plastic bottle without washing, or like maybe it still contains some liquid in it. And then this will contaminate the recyclables, and then because of that we cannot recycle it. So about 60% of our recyclables from all the blue bins in Singapore were rejected because of contamination. And also another issue that we found out, that there's a lack of knowledge. Although there's an improvement in knowing what can be recycled, some people still are not very clear on how to treat the recyclables and what to recycle. So this is the current project that I'm working on. It's called the Recycle Go Where. So in Recycle Go Where, right, we aim to empower residents with essential recycling knowledge and inspire them to take collective responsibility through community-driven recycling efforts. So our goals is to, number one, educate the public about recycling. Number two, reduce the burden of recycling. And number three, reduce wasted recycling efforts. So what we do is we have a Recycle Go Where application and Uncle Semakau Instagram. So the Recycle Go Where application, right, is a web application that focuses on making recycling easier. So we provide directions, we route our users through the nearest recycling bins and centers, depending on what they need to recycle. We also provide collated resources on recycling. So how to recycle certain things and how should we treat certain recyclables. So the practice of recycling in Singapore. And also what we aim to do is educating a public on it. Yep. So that is all for the first problem statement. Yeah. And now I'll pass the time over to
Yeah, thanks a
Jeremy,
lot,
I
Rachel.
believe. Yeah.
Yes, thanks so much for sharing. So for those of you interested, right, in knowing more about this problem statement, do feel free to drop your questions into the Q&A box, or later on via the Telegram channel. Meanwhile, just give me a quick second. So today, unfortunately, Vincent from Better SG was not able to join us this afternoon. However, he is also availed on the Telegram channel. So that is also where you can ask him later on as you work on your chatbots on this topic. You can also approach him via the channel, and he'll be able to answer inquiries regarding this. So I mean, he has kindly sent over a video to give us a short spiel on what the current state of the project is lah. So without further ado, I will just show this video that he's prepared.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to share this problem statement. So I'll jump right into it. So this is a problem statement about caregivers. So imagine you're Peter, you're a working professional who suddenly has to become a caregiver to care for your loved one who maybe suffered a stroke and then now has to need some assistance with different activities of daily living. So you may be struggling with shock, sadness, overwhelmed with information. You don't know how to navigate this complex caregiving resource landscape. You may also be feeling burnt out while trying to juggle work with your caregiving responsibilities. And sometimes also, when we are caregiving, it can lead to some conflicts within the family. And, sometimes we may also be stressed about money. What if we lose our job? And actually, caregiving, as you probably know, it's a complex responsibility. Many caregivers face significant financial and emotional stress. We look at this survey that was done in 2023. I think it showed 40% of caregivers at risk of depression. So that's quite high. And then caregivers can also suffer an average annual loss, income loss about $56,877 because they, leave the workforce to take care of their loved ones. And actually, Peter is not alone, or caregivers like Peter are not alone. The bigger population trends of an aging population and a national healthcare strategy of aging at home, there will be a lot more caregivers here in Singapore, and it's likely that it will significantly increase. So this kind of transition into suddenly becoming a caregiver can actually be extremely stressful. So I think the question that I am concerned with, or a group of my friends are concerned with, is how can we then better support new caregivers for a more empowered caregiving experience. So let me just jump ahead a few slides. So actually, if you think about it, from our own research also, and our own personal experience as caregivers, there are kind of different types of support resources, maybe 6 types, as you can see on the screen here. But there are some gaps with these current types of support. So there's 4 gaps. Number 1 is actually caregivers need follow-on support that is not necessarily present in these current support avenues. So if, let's say, you have a caregiving recipient with dementia and their condition deteriorates at home, you may not necessarily know how to manage it. And then also, care education is often inadequate at the point of discharge. So when your care recipient is discharged home, usually there's suddenly a lot of things to learn, like how to do the transfer from bed to toilet, how to use a wheelchair, things like that. And also the caregiving landscape, right, is actually quite complex. When you are stressed and you're overwhelmed and then you are burnt out, then you have to navigate this, or where to find this grant for domestic helper, where to buy the necessary equipment for my care recipient, can be quite daunting. And also no 24/7 support. Usually if you're a caregiver, you really only have time to reflect and be in touch with your emotions after your care recipient goes to sleep. And then there really is, if at night you want to reach out to someone for support, a lot of these avenues mentioned earlier, they work office hours. So this is kind of the question I'd like to pose to you. Right? How can we design a solution that supports new caregivers? Maybe in these 4 dimensions. For no follow-on support, what if this solution could adapt to the changing health conditions of a care recipient? What if it could help the caregiver to navigate the resource landscape effectively and efficiently and provide accurate recommendations? What if we can help the caregiver to get access to the right information very quickly and also maybe provide emotional support whenever they require? So there was this idea of an AI chatbot for caregivers. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so hopefully this gave a brief introduction into what kinds of chatbots that we could create that could help our caregivers out there. I think it will be quite meaningful project as well. So yes, as Arnold has shared in the chat box, we will make the slides and of course the recording for today available as well. Okay, so without further ado, maybe I hand back the time over to Christian to give us a bit more introduction on how we can get started lah. I think it'll be very useful to see how we can kind of bring these ideas to life. So over to you, Christian.
All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Yeah, I've also taken a look at the Q&A. Lots of many of you are interested to explore the use case of GenAI to help caregivers as well. Maybe just to clarify as well, right? There are 2 problem statements or challenge statements that comes from better.sg. We encourage you to do that, but also if you have, if you come here with your own problem statements or your own challenges, right? We also have an options of open category where we accept. We let people who join us to basically solve your own challenge set as well. Meaning that let's say if you come here to learn how to automate office tasks and all that, you are not forced to actually solve the industry challenge statement. So everyone is here to learn, and our main goal, right, is to help you basically apply generative AI technology for good or for your own whichever that's most meaningful for you as well. So just to double clarify, we have 2 industry challenge statements and we have 1 open category as well, where you are free to basically explore your own ideas and build something that some kind of application that actually works for you too. So yeah. But maybe before we move on to details, right? Just to give you some ideas on how it will look like, right? Maybe allow me to share some chatbots that our alumni has created. Just give me a moment. I think for those of you who are who want to apply want to build your own AI assistant, let's say for caregivers, right? I actually would like to share 2 relevant alumni chatbots that might be useful for you. So the first type is actually a chatbot to help elderly, right, or people with diabetic who suffer diabetes, right, to plan your daily meal as well. So just to add on as well, a lot of us I think the most difficult part when it comes to caregiving or doing new things, right, is actually to know how to learn and solve problems at the same time as well. So let's say if you are a caregiver, right, and your parents or your families, right, suffer some kind of diabetic issues, and you don't know what kind of meal will be suitable for them. I think this is where you can actually use AI to help you get some kind of insights. So this chatbot actually helps users actually get personal advice on to plan their meal basically. So if you click full day meal, for example, right? Let's say how old am I? Let's say 50 years old, 60 years old. Tell me your weight. Let's say I weigh 55 height, sorry, 170 cm. You can see like the chat box on below. And then let's say I need your weight. My weight is 70 kg. And then let's say you ask for blood glucose level. I don't know. And then they ask me like what cuisine I prefer to eat for breakfast. Let's say I like kaya toast. I like chicken rice for lunch. And then I usually eat roti prata, for example, at night. Okay. Yeah. So how it happens is that like you can actually build a personal assistant that can help you also like get more personalized information. So this is one use cases that you can think about. So rather than maybe like looking at multiple sources, then you can actually get personalized advices on how you can actually replace the meal as well. So I think this would be relevant for those of you who are looking for some kind of personal assistant to help you gain personalized information at a go or in seconds, something like that. The second type of personal assistant, right, on the education side is also a chatbot that can also like help you basically generate some kind of activities that are relevant for your target audience as well. So this one is, let's say, another chatbot that's developed by our alumni, mummies and little ones. And then let's say you want to learn, this is for young moms who are basically like, who are stressed or on when they're taking care of their kids as well. And sometimes being busy, like moms who are working, it's also like very difficult for them to create their own bedtime stories, right? So these mummies and little ones actually allow users to basically create a bedtime story based on what the kid wants to listen lah. So then they become some kind of your friends, right? To help you like, automate some kind of task that requires lots of creativities as well. So if my kid is 2 years old, and then I like fantasy, I don't know, like let's say I want Batman, for example, family, and I want to influence a family. The GPT will actually generate you the bedtime stories as well. And this is the tech part, the technology is not that difficult to build, but I think like what would be difficult is the ideas and how do you make sure that the AI, right? The AI itself can actually provide good answers lah. So these are like one of the use cases that you can actually explore. There are a lot more chatbots that that our alumni has created. I think you will get a lot of ideas and inspirations from there. So I really encourage you to join the Telegram group later on. Okay, coming back to the program outline, just maybe I shared this because I think some of you might be interested to see the application part of GPT, right? For as your personal assistant. Okay, coming back to program outline, as mentioned, right, we are doing this on a weekly basis. So we have a weekly milestones where we teach you like some basic concepts, but in return, like we provide you some kind of challenges, weekly challenges, and every week you are basically like encouraged to submit your chatbot practice, right, for us to evaluate or to provide feedback as well. So I will not go through more details, but essentially like every Saturday, we will have basically a technical session, a masterclass session where we will actually go through like the concepts, through a live class format. And every Sunday, we hope you can basically like apply the teaching and start practicing by building your own chatbots. And you are able to submit it on every Sunday. The reason is because like I understand like many of you are also like very busy as well, and what we want to encourage is that after the class you need to be able to have time to basically practice at your own time as well, and then try to apply the concepts bit by bit from week 1 to week 4 instead of maybe doing it all at once. So this has been working so far, and starting from next week, we will actually accept a weekly submission where we can review our chatbots and provide feedback as well. So this is the learn phase, the do phase as well. And on the impact, right? So what happened is that after the third submissions, this is where you have opportunity to submit the final version of your chatbot. 10th of November. After 10th of November, what we will do is that we will actually publish like chatbots that created by our participants. So you guys can also see like what others actually create. And then we will launch it into a leaderboard format so that you can also see like how multiple chatbots actually perform. It's I mean it doesn't have to be too competitive. I mean the point is to learn. So a bit of competition will be interesting as well, but you don't have to focus too much on that part. I think the important part is that you are able to see like what other teams are creating, and that will give you some kind of inspiration on how you can improve the chatbots. At the end, 16th of November, so what we'll do is that after we review like the all chatbot submissions, we'll actually select the top participants, right? So we are still thinking whether it's top 5 or top 8 into to present live in front of judges. So basically there will be we will be there, like AI4IMPACT will be there, but they also like more judges as well from industries who are going to look at your creations, right, or chatbot or your app, and then provide some kind of feedback. The important part is the feedback session, because I think it's also very useful for us as creator, right, to hear what other people say as well, so that it will actually like you get more ideas after this session. And yeah, a lot of our actually alumni actually decided to continue building their apps after the program itself. So yeah, so this is how it plans out for the next 4 weeks. And this is just a basically an admin link, so we have a Google form for you to fill in your submission. Again, this bootcamp is designed for people with minimal IT experience, but it doesn't mean that you will not do programming. We just simplify the programming tasks so that you don't have to build everything from scratch. So what we do is that we will actually play around with lots of templates, meaning that we will ask you to instead of building everything from scratch, we actually have a pre-made templates where you can just download, modify the content, and also start learning from there as well. So if you don't have IT background, right, this will really like helps a lot when it comes to learning how to apply the concepts into the code itself. So don't worry about it. I think we've made the programming work as simple as possible. You need your own laptops. You can actually access our platform through mobile phone as well, but laptops are still the better platform for you to access. And I hope you guys are also like not just coming here to learn the knowledge, but also like we're also looking for like-minded people who wants to translate the technology into real-world impact. Yeah. Before we move on to the setup instructions, right? I think what we want you to do, if you are very interested to learn, is to really join the Telegram group here. Because all materials that for after this session, right? We will do the continuous engagement on the Telegram group, which means that all materials will be shared on the Telegram group and the learning videos as well. So if you want to really learn, if you want to basically like, get the full benefit of the learning experience, please join our Telegram, actually not group, a Telegram channel. So Telegram channel is much more private. So like you can anonymize your mobile phone as well, so it's not tracked. And let me just show you like how it looks like on the Telegram channel, just to give you some ideas as well. Any of you still scanning the QR code, or you need more time to scan the QR code? Or maybe like copy paste this link? Yeah, okay. Jeremy has kindly shared the Telegram channel join link on invite link to the on the chat group. So maybe I'll just show you how it looks like. Okay. So for those of you who have not joined, okay, we have 159 subscribers here. That's great. For those of you who, I mean, for if your friends or if you know someone who joined this program but have not joined the Telegram channel yet, feel free to share the invite link to them. But how it looks like is that this Telegram channel, right, consists of multiple threads. So one thread, the most important one is learning materials, where we are going to basically like include the learning materials and update them on a regular basis here. So you have more materials, you will have more materials to learn. The second one is the technical Q&A. So this is where you are able to click and ask questions. Let's say if you face any like technical challenges, you face errors, or if you have any technical questions, this will really happen at the start. So no one here, or even consider like even for us, right? Even when we start learning something new, you will expect lots of like technical challenges and error as well. So if you have any face any issues, please like make sure that you will join our Telegram channel and ask your questions here. Then we'll do our best to answer like as ASAP. The third one is the community chatbots. So this is where you can see like our alumni as chatbots created by our alumni. And as you can see, I think you saw two of them already, Debbie and Mummies and Little Ones. But there are also like other interesting chatbots that solve like other industry challenges as well. Like this one is an AI career advisor. This one is teacher assistant to help teachers create a lesson plan. There is also like personal healthcare, I mean posture or health or spine advisor, where you can basically like learn how to manage your spine better, because many of us are working from home right now. So yeah, and even your own like personal fitness instructor as well. So there are lots of like creative chatbots that created by our community, and hopefully this can inspire you as well. Yeah. So this is how it looks like on the Telegram. So I really encourage like you to join the Telegram channel. And moving back to the content itself. Yeah, so I think I've explained this already just now. The next step is to sign up to Smojo. So what we do right now is that just to help you like just to help other people learn AI. So we create this platform called Smojo, where we actually help you set up a lot of like back-end facilities, like the servers, like the API to ChatGPT, connections to everything, and then even the code itself, so that you can actually focus on learning concepts instead of like building multiple connecting to multiple technical or doing multiple setup at once. So what you have to do next is actually to open Module AI register, request for invite code, and then you use the invite code to basically sign up to this platform. So let me just show you how it looks like. So first of all, you can type Module AI/register on the web page. If you, I mean, don't worry. I think after this we will share the slide to you, so you have a step by step. I mean, you can follow this step by step. So after you go to registers, right? So right now you don't have your invite code yet, so you can click request from us, and then you can just fill in your details. For example, your name and your email address. and then I want to learn. Don't worry, like this is just for us to as a registration process. And then you will get basically an invite code here. You copy paste the invite code. So don't lose this one. Like ideally, like even I encourage you to just like register on a new tab. So under the new tab, you can reopen like smojo.ai/register. You fill in your username. Don't use capital letter, don't use space, don't use symbol as well. So you can use like you can just like type it as it is. For example, you can get your password, you can confirm your password, email, and then you can copy paste the invite code here to this one. So this is a personal invite code that is used for personal setup. So in terms of privacy and security, right? All of you, we actually have provided, every different platform, right? Different with for every single individual. So all of you will use your own like username and password as well. So you can fill in here, and then you can create an account. Then it should lead to this page. So don't worry, like all of these steps are already recorded on the slides itself. You should already receive these slides actually. So you can fill in the form, and you can fill in the registration steps, and then after you finish, right, you should be able to log in. So you can fill in your username and your password, and then you log in here. So make sure like after this class, right, you are already able to log in, to create your own username and password and log in using your username and password. So these are the two most important steps before we even start learning. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I'll just check as well if there's any question.
Hi, Christian. So I think some
Yeah.
participants are trying to initiate the Smojo code. I think so they have to request for the invite code, correct? Can you just clarify that part again
Yes.
on
Yes.
getting the invite code?
Yes. You can self-request the invite code by clicking this one.
Okay.
Request one from us, and then you will be able to generate the invite code. If you get the cookies, yeah, correct. So thank you, Bosco, for the explanation, right? So if you get any cookie issues, because we don't want to, we want to prevent like spammer, right? So if you have any cookies, you have to delete the cookies first, and then you come back again. You should be able to generate the system should be able to give you the invite code. If you cannot do it, I think you can also try signing up from your mobile phone. Yeah. See if it's you are able to, you should be able to basically like get the invite code from your mobile phone too lah. Yeah. Two most important steps. Okay. Let me just go through again like the steps, right? Don't worry. For some of you who have not signed up yet, do not worry. I think we'll just go through like the overall steps first, and then after this, right, during the technical session, I will go through the steps bit by bit. So let me just like provide some flow first, just to have some understanding on what's the next step going to be like. Okay, so of course you create your Smojo account. So what we do as well is that we also have prepared a learning assistant for you to learn at your own pace. So basically you can this is the link. So we create chatbots for you to help create chatbots. So you can just key in your name, and username. And then if you already have your Mojo account, you can click yes, I do. But if you don't, there is also a guidance here as well, like from sign up to instruction. So this is meant to be a self-paced learning materials where you can learn outside class. So just for you to have a step-by-step guidance on how to start and which buttons to press and all that. So this is the learning materials. I really encourage you to complete the introductory session here at your own pace, because once you finish this, right, you should be able to know how to operate or to create your own chatbots as well. So these are actually a one page, one shot. This each button or each numbers, right, only consists of very short description. So you can complete the introductory lessons actually like within like 1 or 2 dedicated hours. So this is a chatbot, right? Link where if you need, if you want to know, like after I receive the invite code, right? What's next? You can follow the instructions on the chatbot unit here. So this is meant for you to learn at your own pace, to start exploring like how to use multiple features and all that. But we also will be here in Telegram group in case you have any technical questions, or if you are stuck, or if you have some kind of error as well. Yeah. So you start learning from with our chatbot assistant. So this will tell you the next step after you get your invite code. We also provide recommended learning materials for you to start learning at your own pace. And the next one is that we also have provided a simplified template for you to start building your ChatGPT applications. So your Gen AI application basically. So for this week, I will go through this like after this session, so that after the introductory, after the launch session, so that you will know like how to modify some contents and create your own Gen AI apps as well. There are very few things to modify. So I hope that after this session, right, you should be able to create your own Gen AI apps by using templates. Yeah. Okay. Maybe like just for the introduction session, right? Before we move on to the technical session today, or the mentorship today, I just want to check whether like any of you have any questions or any things to ask first before we move on to the basic
Hi, Christian.
workshop.
So I think there are quite a number of questions, but I would suggest that we move on first and then we take the questions and then the Q&A lah. I noted we are a bit late already in our schedule.
Okay, can do. Okay, guys. So if you have any questions, I think we can just we'll try to make the session a little bit faster, but this will be recorded as well. So if you happen to miss any of the steps, don't worry, because this recording will be shared to you on Telegram channel after the session. Okay. So maybe we'll just start on the concepts first before we move on to the technical session as well. So I think for today's program, we'll actually cover a little bit about ChatGPT basic and how we can use it to build your personal assistant. Yeah, someone mentioned that I speak a little bit too fast, so maybe I'll slow down a bit so that we can actually everyone can actually learn as well. So I think what we do is that we will build generative AI apps, and if you know ChatGPT, right? ChatGPT is basically the type of AI that can create new content without training data, which means that after this session, right? I say if you want to build an AI assistant to teach people how to how to better take care of their parents or the elderlies, you can actually use ChatGPT already, because they are already trained on top of lots of website data. So they are generally pretty smart in understanding lots of context. Yeah. So this is what we are going to use, and we are going to borrow the ChatGPT brain so that any of you are able to build your own personal assistant as well. What we are going to cover today, right, is actually a little bit different than ChatGPT, as mentioned previously. So the problem with ChatGPT, as you are using it right now, is that most of us actually use ChatGPT on the website, right? And if you are using it on the website, which means that you are only using it for yourself. But what is not yet explored is that how can we borrow ChatGPT brain in order to make smarter application, smarter website, or even smarter assistant as well, where you can actually use and share it to your friends. So this is where we call what we call generative AI-powered applications. And Gen AI-powered applications are able to do more than just ChatGPT. Potentially, it can actually transform your documents, right, into some kind of notes or schedules, or even create a podcast out of your document as well. So if you see Google, I think Google Note LLM, that's actually one of the example of ChatGPT, GPT or LLM powered applications, where you don't just are able to get question and answer through a text format, but you are also able to do a lot more, integrating your document, convert it into a podcast. Let's say you record your own voice and then try to convert your conversations, right, into some kind of note summary. That's something that we are going to teach right now. Yeah, so that is what we're going to cover for today as well. And I think I've covered a little bit on how we can basically use ChatGPT for. So first is to generate content. The second one is to act as a coach or act as a role play coach. The third one, to act as a friend or to make more interactive or smarter interactive game. The fourth one is to automate human task. So for example, let's say if you are selling lots of e-commerce, for example, right? You are selling products on e-commerce, and then you need a customer service assistant. You can basically use ChatGPT to help answer customer questions on your behalf by integrating that application itself into your WhatsApp or into your platform of choice. So this is what we are going to focus on. So it's not just the ChatGPT component or the prompt engineering, but also how to use ChatGPT to make it more powerful for your daily task. So how ChatGPT works, right? Maybe just to yeah just also some example as well. How ChatGPT works is that right now you are actually looking at if we use ChatGPT, right? Basically, you can ask question like, for example, who is the Prime Minister of Singapore? If you are using ChatGPT website, it will just take into account of what they remember, right? Or their knowledge base from the internet. And then they'll answer okay, the Prime Minister is Lawrence Wong. But what if we have a more specific question, right? So for example, what is the best medicine? What is the best medicine for coughing in Singapore, right? And then ChatGPT doesn't know what is the cough medicine, what's the available cough medicine in Singapore. So then, because of that, right, the type of answer that comes out is basically a general answer that you get from normal ChatGPT, because they are trained on top of global data, right? So it can answer anything. But then, if you are able to put a knowledge base, for example, if you can teach ChatGPT that this is the list of available cough medicine in Singapore, A, B, C, D, E, and then you take that in as a knowledge base or as a reference for ChatGPT to answer, then you are able to create your own personal assistant or a more personalized answer, because you can include you can teach ChatGPT about the knowledge that only you know, so that the type of answer that comes out is more specific. So this is the beauty of borrowing ChatGPT brain versus using ChatGPT as a website, because you can basically create your own flow, and then you're able to provide more personalized answer or more local context answer to satisfy your users needs, basically, or to satisfy your own needs too. So this is one advantage of building Gen AI powered applications. So there are also other benefits as well. I think the as you see right now, right? Lots of for today's session, right? You are not for ChatGPT website is actually mainly for your personal use. But if you build Gen AI powered applications, you can basically share your app to other people. Like if you are sharing a website, so this is what you can do. The second one is the customization of the user experience or the design itself. So on the left, right, this is what you can see on ChatGPT, which means that what you see is just mainly predefined template or predefined user display that ChatGPT has prepared. But while what our alumni has created right now on the right, you can basically create the display to be more friendly, so that it will make it more interesting for other users as well. So there's also more benefit as well, like integration with external tools, or let's say if you want to use GPT applications, right, in your own office as well. Let's say you can't share lots of you cannot share the data or office document to ChatGPT, because there's a kind of privacy issue as well. You can actually do that separately on your Gen AI apps. But that one is a little bit more advanced, so we will not cover that for this session. Yeah, I think we covered this already. There are lots of examples that our alumni has created, from creating a personal healthcare companion, teacher assistant, career advisors, and also meal planner too. So how can we build that, right? So how can we start building the app itself? Yeah. So let me show you step by step on what to do next when you want to start learning, right? So if we follow the step by step carefully, right? The first thing that you have to do is to download the basic Gen AI template that we have provided. So this is prerequisites of all of you to basically it's a prerequisite for you to sign up to Smojo first before before you are able to access the template. So you can watch this later on. For those of you who have not signed up, you can watch this later on. But for those of you who sign up, let me show you how it looks like after you sign in. Okay. So for those of you who sign up already, you can basically key in your username. And key in your password as well. Oops, let me just. Yeah, I think there are a lot of you signing up at the same time. So that's why there's some kind of delay. Oh, okay. Does anybody else need a 5 minute toilet break? Just to check for everyone. Or you want us to continue?
Christian, we are a little bit behind time. I would suggest that we should see if we can still continue
Okay,
first. I
can
noticed it's
do,
still
can do.
loading lah.
Okay, can do, can do. Yeah, I think we have a lot, many of you are actually like accessing this platform at once.
But if anyone needs to revisit the content, not to worry because we'll also make the recording available. Yeah, and Christian, would we be able to clarify? Actually, at this point, we don't have to follow the steps immediately, right? That means if participants perhaps are a little bit behind, it's okay. Right now, it's just
Yes,
to observe the demo first, lah, because you can do this in your own time, correct?
correct. Yeah. Let me just sign up. No, no, no. This one you should be able to log in. Yeah. If you want to follow the step by step, right? All steps are actually listed on the material itself. So you can on the material that we have actually shared to you guys. So you can actually follow the step by step actually one by one after this. Okay. There are a lot of you guys actually applying at the same time. So let me just sign up again. Okay, let's change. Yeah, I think this program is a bit more popular. So let me just get this one sorted out. Thanks, Jackie. Thanks so much. Yeah, we tested this like yesterday. It works really well. So I think because there are a lot of people like signing in up at the same time. So we have this issue. Thank you, Lydia. Thank you so much. Yeah. Oops, I think yeah, my okay. Yeah. Now is you we are able to sign in. Okay. So after you sign in, right? You can actually click on the community. Thank you so much, everyone. Like, I mean, you guys have been very collaborative so far. So after that, right? We follow the instructions on the channel itself. Click community. Go for Chatbot Uni. And then you should be able to see templates. Download AI Companion Basic on this template and download here. After you download, right, you should be able to see a file called AI Companion Basic. So let me just follow it, repeat it again. you click community, you type Chatbot Uni, and then this project should appear. You go to AI Companion Basic, and then click downloads. Download completed. So this is the first step of this the setup, where we can actually, instead of us learning how to build from scratch, we use the template that we've already created, and then we basically modify the contents bit by bit. Okay, you go back to smodule.ai/editor. So you find out this again. You check the link. It should be called smodule.ai/editor. And then you find AI Companion Basic. Because I already download multiple times, so I'm using AI Companion Basic copy. But basically, it's the same product. It's the same code base. You click here, and then you go to main, and then you click publish. So this is the first thing that you can do right now. So when you click publish, right, basically what it does is that you are basically creating a copy of the code of the applications that we've created into your own. So in your basically account, right, it should appear as if like app.smodule.org/your username / the content.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Christian, just jumping in here. I think a few
Yes.
participants they're unable to find where the downloads where we can find the template after they downloaded it. Would you be show again?
Yeah. The download is on community, and then you go to Chatbot Uni. The download is here. 98 people downloaded. Okay, from 33 to 98. Oh, well done, everyone. Yeah, I think this has been like one of the most active bootcamp that we have so far.
So after they downloaded, where do they access
Yeah.
the art?
So after you download, the download is completed, right? You go back to smodule.ai/editor, and then because for me, I already have lots of projects, but on your end, you should be able to see a name called AI Companion Basic. Yeah.
I think, Chris, you got to mention that you got to click on the Explorer button when you go back.
Oh, yes. You click Explorer here, this button. File Explorer. You go to AI Companion Basic. And then this is where we store all of your code. Can you see my computer screen? Can you? Is the screen working properly, Jeremy?
Actually, it's working for me. But I think some participants are having the issue. Maybe we can just unshare and reshare again, just for good measure lah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So please don't worry if you cannot follow right now. Because this is meant to be a demo lah. So you can just watch first, and then
Yes.
if you need the guide later, you can go through the recording or ask via the Telegram channel.
Yes. Okay.
So if you have account issues, we can also resolve this after lah. So we can look into this a bit more later
Yeah.
on.
Correct. Okay. So all the instructions are already shared on the initial email, so you can actually follow that. But let me just go through like the contents bit by bit. So this content, right? If you publish the chatbots, right? This is how it looks like. So basically, the web app itself consists of the introductions. Right now, we are using like AI budgeting companion as the example, and then it followed by introductions to lead to the GPT, and then once you start making conversations, right? How much are you earning every month? Then this is where the GPT will start answering your question. So this template is very simple. there are only like 3 things to edit. The first one is of course your display itself. So let's say if you want to change the background, for example, you can just like get some image from from free image providers, copy image address, you copy paste back on the background, you save and publish. Then your background can change. So this is the first thing that you can edit. Basically the background link image on the background image of your app itself. The second thing is the text. So this is the introduction text, right? So if I want to change this from AI budgeting companion to basically maybe AI help AI caregiver companion, you can go to topics, you can go to introduction, and then you can see a text on this intro. So this one, it looks scary. Don't worry, like at this time, you don't have to change anything that looks that looks like a code, like P style or marquee H1 style. This one is just the background adjustment. But what you can do is to see the text that you see on the ad itself. So you see that, hi, I'm Mr. Dogo, and then you also see your AI budgeting companion. So you can change that to change to other content. My Dani, then your AI caregiver companion. You can save again, clicking here, save. You file explorer, back to main, publish. Then if I reload again, then you can change the basically like the description itself. So this is the second thing that you can change. Other than that, the other one is the button itself. So the button called evaluate my budget, right? So I want to change the button from evaluate my budget to let's say give me some advices. So what you can see is that it's actually a code. Yeah, so like it looks complicated, but if you look at it carefully, right, you can actually change the text that is written on the application itself into the text that is actually available here. So let's say if I want to change it to evaluate my budget to give me advices, you can also do that. You can save it. Back explorer main.m. You can click publish. The publish means that you update your app. And then if you click again, you can change it to give me some advices. Something like that. Yeah. So these are the second step of changing the assistant itself. So you can change it to this one. You can change the description so that it becomes your personal assistant. You can make it suitable to your personal assistant as well. Don't worry, like on next session, I will go through this again in a slower, in a slower pace. So if you are missing the step, right, don't worry, the recording is here, and then you can also like follow the step by step carefully again. The third step is the instructions on the GPT part. So if I want to change this into a caregiver companion, right? Okay, I need to basically like change the right now it becomes like it becomes like it cannot respond the question because I changed the instructions, right, from evaluate my budget to give me some advices. So on your file, right, there's actually third one that you can change. You can go to topics, GPT conversations. So this is where we store the first description of your ChatGPT, and then you can change the description here so that it actually matches your instruction here as well. So in this case, after you change the button to give me some advices, first I need to make sure that the button match so that I can basically the chatbot will respond if I click give me some advices. So there are two types of content. The first one is the queue, which means that I can basically this is how I would respond if I have some kind of trigger, and my trigger right now on the button is that give me some advices. So I can change this to give me some advices. The second part is the response. So the response is written by MM basically. And this is where you can actually include the image, include the description itself, the chat description, and also provide some interface to start interacting with the GPT. So right now I changed the instructions to give me some advices on line 12. I save it again. I go back to main.m and publish so that I can sense the changes. I can save the changes, basically, publish again. I click here. Now, if I type, give me some advices, it should appear your ChatGPT introduction. So this is the basically before you create an application, right, or an assistant, we basically write an introduction, right, to help your users basically understand what this chatbot or ChatGPT is for. Then this is so this one is actually pre-written. How do we change this description? Is not that complicated. You can go back to your code, GPT conversations, and then you can change this. You can see that this description is copy O, right? So it actually is the same as the description here. And this is where you can change the description, let's say to maybe something different. Here, don't worry. is like a different row basically. So if you want to put different row, right, you can use here. So let's say I want to change it to hello. My name is Dogo. How can I help? I want to remove all this description and I want to change the initial statement so that it's basically simple. I can delete everything here. And then I can save it. Go back to main.m and publish. So when you click again, go back. Now your decision changes right now. Yes. So if I want to change the image, you can also change the image. So what we do is that you can copy paste, let's say, a different image to your text bubble as well. Let's say I want to change the image to different doc. I can go to any, you can even type doc on the Google search, use images. Let's say I find, of course, make sure that you can also you find those with Creative Commons license. But just for the sake itself, you can just click here, right click, copy image address, go back to this one and change the image destination to new one. You can also do that too, basically. And then you can publish. You can refresh again. Oh, oops, not this one, sorry. Yeah, maybe I can't use this one. I can use, maybe like easier is you to use a stock photo, for example. Right click, copy image address, and then change this one. Yeah, so you can change the image too. So this is the second part. Right now, I will not explain to you the details on how to design the prompt. I think we will cover that on the next session. But I will tell you like how can we make the chatbot so that it how can we insert the prompt so that the instructions will be different than what is available on the existing conversation right now. Because what happened is that right now, right, although I already changed the chatbot to become caregiver info companion, if I say like how can I help, I want to say I need medical help, right? Right now, like my app, right, is still like explaining about budgeting right now. So what we want to do is that we want to change the instructions to the AI itself, so that maybe instead of like changing the description so that it allows you to teach it teaches you like the budgeting, it teaches you how to basically like provide help for caregiver, for example, right? So where can I change the instructions so that I can use different, I mean, I can, the chatbot will respond differently. So this is the last thing that you can change on this template. So if you go back to AI Companion Basic, right, there is a topic, there is a GPT, and right now we learn how to change the conversations on the, I mean the kicks, I mean the starting conversation, which is hello my doggo, how can I help? I want to change the instruction that I send to the GPT so that it's able to basically like answer the questions differently. So there's something called GPT messages. You click this section, and then you go to like line 33, right? There's something called an instruction here. So if I go down a bit, this is the instruction that we teach to the GPT, right? So that they are able to respond in a way. So right now, my instruction is that you are someone called Mr. Dogo. Based on the user's budget information, provide analysis and how we can users can do to reduce the spending. Start by asking user income and blah 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 blah. Right now, I'm actually like still instructing the Dogo, I mean the chatbot to give financial information, right? I want to change this to maybe change it to make it healthcare, to become a healthcare assistant, for example. So what I can do is that you can erase this this content, and you can set up new instructions. Let's say your name is Mr. Dogo. You need to provide healthcare advices to your users. Maybe speak converse in Singlish. So this is the prompt that you can insert, right? It's the same thing as if you are using like writing prompts on ChatGPT. You can also write prompts in here. Be careful not to delete the other things. So just change this part first. if I save it right now, I go back to File Explorer, I go back to main, sorry, not UI words, main, and publish. Yeah. Okay, not this one, sorry. Oh yes, oops, I think I used the different file. Let me just repeat again. If I change the instructions to please provide medical insights to your users, speak English, I save it, and I go back to main and publish it. So right now, if I ask like I am having flu, for example, right? If I ask new question, so like I am having flu, then you can change the information so that it's able to basically give you some kind of like medical advices here. Or not to say medical advices, more like some tips, medical tips. Because I changed the instructions from at GPT messages.m from learning like learning how to change the prompt to give financial advice to make it to please provide medical insights as well. So if I want to change it to let's say speak Chinese, right? I can also do that too. Like for example, let's try like to change the instruction so that it use different language. And then I go back to main.m. Main.m, I publish. I am sick. Then you can change this to Chinese basically. So right now, what you can do, right, are just three things. The first one is to go to main.m and change your background, change the background like photo. The second one is go to topics and then go to GPT conversations and change the initial statement of of the of the chatbot itself. The third one is to change the instructions that we send to GPT to determine like how they should answer the question as well. So right now, even if right now, because I instruct to speak or respond in Chinese, even if I type in English as well, right? I have a cough. It will also respond in Chinese too. So these are the three steps that we can do. So in case of you who are wondering, right? How come there's another? How come there's basically like another statement here, right? Like how come like this one is in English, right? So if you want to build like an application, right? Sometimes you want to know how to help people like reset, for example, right? Or go back to basically like the original main page, right? So that one is this description, right, is written in just below the starting introduction. So if I change this to, let's say, click this button if you want to enlarge your budget. Let's say I change it to go back, click to start, to restart, right? And then I change the button to give me some advices. Give me some advices. And then maybe I can just I did this one, for example. I save it and then go back to main menu to publish. So I am sick. Then I can actually insert the ChatGPT response, but at the same time, it still gives me like some ideas to basically go back to the main menu here. Yeah. Okay. I know it's a lot of steps, so typically the first introduction would be like this. So don't worry too if you are actually lost right now, because after you go through the recording, it will be much easier, and you are able to try this at your own time after you successfully log into Smojo as well. But maybe right now I'll just try to take a step back and ask some question that many of you have in mind right now before we move on further, or before we wrap the session today.
Christian, we are in the Q&A segment now, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think just since this portion is quite salient right now, one question that participants have been asking is about uploading an image. So far you've shown us putting in an image link that's already hosted online. If they want to upload their own images, how do they do so?
Okay. So if you want to upload your own image, actually like what you can do is that you can go to our learning assistant, right? Here, Smojo.uni English version. So this link is already on the slide right now. So this is a one-stop shop if all of you are confused, for example, right? Because this is the first time you learn, you are exposed to a lot of things at once, right? So we create a chatbot to help you with that too. So what you can do is that you can go to Smallbot English version. You can just click here, and then until you reach here, you can go to collection of materials, and then complete the introductory session. But there's also a section called image hosting. So image hosting, right? Because right now we are not able to upload the image. So what you do is that basically like you are uploading your image on image hoster. It looks something like this, and then you can choose your image. For example, I upload one of my image, for example. And then you copy paste the direct link, the one with .png, right? And paste it on your chatbot. Let's say I want to change my avatar, for example, right? Let's say I want to change the dog avatar to this one. Save. Or even I want to change my background too, let's say, right? Save, publish. Yes. Now you can change it to your, you can upload your own image. So if you are confused, right, you can actually go to a collection of materials, or you can also like on the Smallbot itself, the link of this Smallbot, the one that we shared on the introduction slides. You can click image. Let's say if you are confused, right, you can click image, and then it will tell you like how to change the background, how to post an image. We also have some simple exercise as well, so that you can actually like learn how to change the background itself. That's why for this week, right? I think our recommendation is that besides like downloading the template, I think it's good to go through like the introductory session on the Smallbot here. Because right now I'm actually skipping a lot of basics because of interest of time, right? But if you want to learn at your own, you can go to here, you can see collection of materials, and then you can complete this step from start to end. It will tell you how to change the image, how to change the avatar, how to host your own image and all that. So this is like what's our this is our recommendation lah. They are using another template, but you don't have to worry. Like this template is just for you to exercise. We are going to use like multiple templates during this bootcamp lah. So you don't have to worry about being basically like switching on multiple templates at once.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Christian. Shall we go on to the Q&A box lah? I think we can start to answer some of the questions. Okay, so I think one of the questions is on the YouTube channel, and that will be on AI4IMPACT's YouTube channel, correct, Christian?
Yes. So if you want to find out the materials, right, you can go to YouTube. You can
And
type
for those
AI4IMPACT.
in the yes, we will also provide the links in the Telegram channel, so you don't have to worry about remembering
Yeah.
this also lah.
And we'll upload this the videos. Sorry, back. You can upload we will upload the videos here. Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Christian. So on self-paced learning, right, how long does it usually take participants? What's the approximate time it would take for them to go through the materials and practice lah?
Okay. Based on our past our alumni, right? It actually takes like 1 to 2 hours, because what you have to you don't have to learn a lot everything at once. And the introductory, right, is if you already managed to sign up, you are already skipping like 3 or 4 steps already. So it takes like 1 hour max, I would say, to go through the introductory session. And this is all you need right now before we join the session like next week. Yeah, 1 hour is enough.
Okay, thanks, Christian. So in just move on to the next question, maybe we can in the meantime also keep flashing the Telegram channel just for those who might have still missed it lah.
Yeah.
And okay, so maybe we pivot over to participants have asked about the challenge statements lah, perhaps how it works. So there are actually 3 different routes that participants can take. And I think participants are asking, are we supposed to build an app around the problem statements? What is supposed to come out of the problem lah? What's the deliverable at the end?
Okay. So for the deliverables, right? What we expect by the end of this bootcamp, I hope everybody is able to create some kind of web application that we showcased previously. And don't worry, because we are using templates. Actually, the time taken for you to build the web application is actually very it only takes like minutes. But the problem is not so much about building the web app. I think the learning part is the issue right now, right? Because many of you come here like for the first time, and then we teach you a lot of things. So once you get used to it, you can actually like develop the web applications in a very short time. So what you will spend most of your time, right, for the next 3 weeks, right, it's not it's not to build the app itself, but to improve the quality of the answers of your prompts of your Gen AI apps, basically. So that one will teach you like more advanced materials for you to go through lah.
Okay, and I think just broadening the question on the challenge statements a little bit lah. How closely do the chatbots need to address the challenge statements?
Okay, I think for us, the most important objective for this bootcamp, right, is for you to learn. In terms of how our expectation to solve the problem statements, please do your best. Of course, like the more suitable it is to the problem statements, the better it is. But ultimately, we hope you can actually like I think we hope you can learn along the way. So we don't really have a standard or benchmark or expectation on what to build. But it's more important for us to make sure that you are learning effectively during this bootcamp lah. I think
Christian, I think
Method SG as well. I think we are all very friendly as well, so we don't have any expectation for you guys when it comes to building the solutions.
okay, because I think this also pertains to the criteria for being selected as a finalist. In that whether this would affect that, right? Because how well it addresses the challenge is also part of the evaluation lah.
We have some metrics as well, but I will not overwhelm you with metrics right now. I will share it to the Telegram group so that you can see, like, what we are looking for when it comes to building some Gen AI app that is useful for other people. We have that metrics, but I will not discuss it today. I think I'll cover it next week, or I will share it on the Telegram group or Telegram
Okay.
channel.
Yeah, so just look out for the rubrics lah, for those of you who asked about that finalist criteria. Okay, so some questions on like the recording and resources. So once again, do join the Telegram channel. That's where the resources will be released the fastest lah. I will also try to drop an email after this to everyone who's registered so that you can also get it via email. But if you get it join via Telegram, it'll be much faster. And you also get the Zoom links for the next master classes through Telegram channel. Yeah, so you have to join it to continue participating in the bootcamp lah. Okay, for the question on Vincent's presentation, i.e. the GenAI for healthcare, just let me see on screen. Yes, that will be shared with you through the Telegram. I've also dropped the link to that short video spiel already.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there a time limit for presentation for the final presentation to the judges? Typically, we just need a 5-minute elevator pitch, and that's what will be that's our usual model for the finale session. Christian, do feel free to elaborate lah. So usually a 5-minute elevator pitch as well as a 5-minute Q&A.
Yes. So there is actually a finale recording on the Telegram channel, so you can watch on that. But typically it will take 5 minutes of presentation, followed by 5 to 8 minutes Q&A from the judges.
Okay, so I see some participants having some difficulties with onboarding. So if you do face those technical challenges, there's a thread in the Telegram channel. You can scroll to the specific thread for the technical components, and then you can just drop your message there, and the technical team will get to it. Okay. So yeah. So for the following weeks, once again, the Zoom links for the master classes in the following weeks will be released via Telegram channel. So do keep a lookout there. Okay. So I think there was a question about timing out, right? Whether there's a timeout when using Smojo, right? So let's say they leave it on screen for a long time, will they lose their progress?
The answer is no. If you don't close the tab, you will. We will not. Your progress will not be. You will not lose your progress, but be careful. Make sure to save all the time before you close the windows, because when we close the windows, right, then if you have not saved, then your progress will not be recorded. We have some precautions where, let's say, if you close your web page, right, and then you have not saved it on Smojo, the notification should appear like, have you saved the progress? But then I think just to be safe, make sure to save the make sure to save the file each time you finish you have made some edit. Yeah, it's not autosave. There's no autosave in Smojo. So yeah.
Thanks, Christian. So yeah, do be careful. Don't lose your hard work. I think I have seen a question come up quite a few times about group matchmaking lah. I think one of the things that we also wanted to explore. So I think some participants also asking about going solo, right? Is that also possible in this bootcamp?
Yeah, I think right now with Gen AI, right? Actually, because most of the content is created by the AI itself, so it's actually more possible. It's actually easier for you to build as a solo participant lah. But I think we allow solo participants, but still like, I think for better learning experience, we still encourage you to form a team.
Okay, so in order to form a team, because I see this question quite a lot, right? How can they do it more effectively?
Okay, I will facilitate the team formation in the Telegram group. So but how it goes is that typically like you can introduce yourself and the project that you want to tackle, or the ideas you have in mind, and maybe the type of person that you are looking for when it comes to uh, as a team member, basically. So maybe just a short introduction about your name, and then your chatbot ideas, and the type of person that you are looking for as a team member. Yeah,
Mm,
and I will try to make the discussion like more fun, so that you can get, uh, I mean, we can have better matchmaking. Yeah.
Okay, so just give me a second because I still see some questions about the Telegram link. One more time, let me just surface the link again. So the Telegram link you can see on screen lah. You can scan this as well with your phone. If you have Telegram app already, it will just automatically ask you whether or not you want to join the channel. Okay, so a question about the programming language used in the .m file in Smojo lah. So will you share a little bit more about that programming language is?
Okay. So the programming language here is actually Smojo, and also there's a little bit of HTML here. So in a way that Smojo is the language that we created to is on top of Java, because a lots of enterprise applications run on Java, and they have lots of high-speed AI processing. So Smojo is created on top of Java just to help people like build more complex stuff without much in-depth programming knowledge. So but the important part is that we don't want to emphasize on the language, although language is definitely will be useful, but because we are building everything from templates, what our goal is to teach you like how to apply the concepts in a way.
Mm,
So the language itself is meant for us to run high speed AI processing, but then during this bootcamp, we'll give you some templates so that it simplify your Gen AI development.
mm. Okay, so I think just looking over the chat lah. So to clarify, right, a lot of it, Christian, please do jump in also. Is based in self-paced learning. And actually, the way to go about it is not to use the YouTube videos directly, but to go through the small bot. Is that correct, Christian?
Yes, yes. So for some of you, I mean, for those of you who are more comfortable watching videos, right? We can. I mean, I will basically like give you the learning. I mean the sequence, like the learning sequence as well. But for us, using Smojo is still the best, because we also like include our video on the small bot as well. So if you
Mm.
can complete the introductory introductory page, followed by the other page that we recommend, you should be able to build your own like Gen AI applications.
Mm. Yes. Okay. So yeah. So I think Christian, you will also send over more info on the curriculum lah, the sequence of
Yes.
modules and such. Okay. Very good. Okay. So there are some questions pertaining to specific things that were said. Something about ChatGPT. To podcast. I think it was one of your very earlier examples. Whether or not you had a link for that lah.
Yes, that one is called, I think, Notebook LM, right? It's basically a tools that is created by Google, so you can use that as well. But as far as it can transform your document into podcast, but it might not have
Mm,
as much customization as required. So typically, I think for us, we still prefer like using ChatGPT API, and then modifying the process flow a bit, so that you can customize it according to what you want, what you
mm.
need to do.
Okay. Yeah, I think on the note, so I think before I go back to the more admin side of things, there's some questions on information accuracy, especially with potential for hallucination lah. Is there anything we can kind of work with around that?
We are going to cover that next week during the when we learn prompting. So there are some techniques where you can basically like forbid ChatGPT from saying wrong stuff if they don't know. So there are some techniques that we can you will teach you next week.
I think on that note, will participants also learn about RAG, which I think was mentioned a couple of times?
Yes, there is a topic on RAG, but we'll introduce that either during the class or we'll as a learning video. We'll basically we try to adjust the curriculum based on participants' progress as well. So we make sure that we can we can optimize the learning experience to suit the participants. If we are progressing quickly, we'll teach you RAG. But then if people are more interested in other things, we'll teach you like other stuff as well. Because there are a lot of exciting things we can teach, but we also want to make sure that it kind of suits to participants' learning pace as well.
Okay. I think okay, so I think this one a question that just came in about the OpenAI kind of API lah. I think perhaps you can share a little bit more about so participants actually get access, right? And small and AI for Impact is actually sponsoring those, right?
Yes. So I think because for beginners, right, sometimes like setting up the OpenAI is actually very difficult. So what we do to help you develop quickly, we basically like help you set up the OpenAI API on our end, so that when you download the template, right, you don't have to do it by yourself. So you can download the template, change the content, change the buttons, and then it's automatically connected to OpenAI API already. And that part, we as part of our pro bono initiatives, we basically help you guys actually subsidize the OpenAI credits as well. But if you want to use your own OpenAI credits, we'll teach you how to do that. Yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot, Christian. So I think okay, there's a question on what RAG is. So RAG is retrieval augmented generation. I think it's related to another question about where Smojo is, or I guess the API is actually retrieving the data from when coming out with its prompts. Coming out with its output, sorry.
Yeah. RAG is a more advanced Gen AI techniques that we use. But essentially, right, RAG allows you to integrate large documents, right, as a knowledge base to your chatbot. So for example, like if you want to build ChatGPT that can teach you like health and safety for construction workers, right? You have 400 pages of large documents. You want to the construction workers to talk to that document like as a friend, other than to read the entire page, right? This is where RAG comes in, where we are able to connect large knowledge base, large documents to a GPT effectively. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Okay. So for the other questions about the IP and such, maybe we can take it in the chat. Kishan, would you be able to flash again what the timeline for the challenge is and what the deadline for the submissions are? I think just so that we're very clear across the board.
Okay. Let me just flash it again, like
Yes,
one last time.
yeah, so everyone can know lah. So if you miss a deadline, right, would it be crucial? It's just a feedback level thing, right?
Yeah, I think the one that you shouldn't miss is the 10th of November. So for the learn phase, right, it's more for a practice session. So let's say if you can't submit at 27th of October, I mean like by midnight, then you can also like submit it the day after. So what we'll do is that then on the next day, we'll take a look at your chatbots, provide our feedback as well, and if necessary, let's say if people are very enthusiastic, we might also organize like, you know, a feedback session as well. But that one is subject to our availability as well. So yeah, I think the 27th and 3rd of November is good to submit before that, because it will keep the learning momentum going. But the most important part is the 10th of November, because after 10th of November, right, we'll take all your chatbots and assemble it and put it into a single leaderboard, like basically like this, like what we've done for previous challenge.
Okay. So I think in sum, right, the 10 November one is like really compulsory must submit, and then the rest is really for development, right, Christian?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So hope that answers. Okay, I think one final question on the use of Telegram lah. So unfortunately, I think Telegram will be one of the prerequisites. So using Telegram and using the Telegram channel will be one of the prerequisites in order to be engaged within this bootcamp, because this is where all the information will be disseminated and in real time as well. So we seek your understanding lah on this point here. If you do have trouble accessing Telegram, you can drop me an email and then we can see how we can work it out. But if you are unable to, but if you really do not want to download Telegram and really cannot download Telegram, then unfortunately this will be one of the difficulties lah with participating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just as an alternative
Yes.
as well.
Yeah.
As long as one of your team members actually is in Telegram group, right? That will be that's actually far from ideal, but that is kind of like acceptable so that you can relay the information from one person to another. Yeah, but we highly recommend you to join Telegram group because we will update you with lots of materials and guidance from there.
Okay, so I'm conscious of time. Thanks so much for this. If you need to drop me an email, you will have received an email from postman.gov.sg, but if you reply that, it will come to me lah. So you can just reply the email that you received and get in touch with me. Okay, so for those of you who are still trying to figure out the joining of the Telegram, this is the QR code once again. You can join and get the updates via this. Yeah, I think one of the reasons why is because this bootcamp is really going to be a little bit more information dense than typical programs, which is why using this kind of real-time channel becomes quite a powerful medium lah. It becomes a lot easier to convey information. So we really seek your understanding as we try to kind of work this out. Yeah, but that's it. Actually, we do not all this feedback. So I think we can take it back later after this iteration to see what other options there are besides Telegram. But I think for this run, we are already here, so we will have to proceed with the Telegram option. Yeah. But thanks a lot for the feedback. Okay. So thanks so much, thanks AI4IMPACT for sharing about its mojo, and I hope everyone today is quite excited, especially with the problem statements shared by Rachel from BetterSG and Vincent as well. So very excited to see how this will materialize as we move through the upcoming weeks. Meanwhile, if you want to take your learning further, we do have quite a number of resources here at NLB. I will also drop the link into the chat box for those of you who are interested. So one more thing that might be of interest to you, everyone here, we do have a festival coming up called Make It Together Festival, which celebrates the culture of making in Singapore. This is actually going to be held on 16 and 17 November. And if you find this date familiar, it's because our finale for this program actually culminates into the festival. So it will be quite an exciting celebration of all your creations as well as part of the larger festival activities. But if you're interested to, just come down, play around with the booths, buy things from our makers market. Lots of fun activities as well. You can scan the QR code or click in the link the links in the chat box to find out more. You can So your NLB mobile app is the gateway into a variety of resources. If you don't have it yet, this would be quite useful. You can download it from the App Store just by searching NLB mobile app. So some of the things you can get access to are a couple of ebooks that might be quite relevant as you start designing your chatbots. So for instance, Conversational Marketing by David Cancel and Dave Gerhardt is quite a good introduction, right, into the power of chatbots from a different perspective, not just on the coding front, but how you can use it to generate leads and do things that you want it to do. And of course, beyond this, our theme is GenAI-powered personal assistants, right, for whatever reasons. So really, the ChatGPT revolution by Donna McGeorge is a good introduction to the breadth of how ChatGPT can simplify your work and life. So especially if you're trying out the open category, right, not sure where to begin, quite a few ideas from here, quite a few practical ideas from here you can kind of get thinking about as well. And moving on later in the subsequent weeks, you will also be kind of playing around with prompt engineering, how to get the most out of the OpenAI APIs. And one such guide is this, quick guide actually, by Ian Khan, to kind of see how you can refine your prompts even more. Yeah, so you can check this title out as well if you're interested in a deeper resource on prompt engineering. Yeah, and you can also join the mailing list, the digital mailing list, but I'll put that for later. Most importantly, do join the Telegram channel. And before we go today, to seek your help with actually 2 surveys. I know it's a bit unorthodox, but for the first survey, right, do tell us, take a moment to just scan this QR code and tell us what you think, right, about today's program. And especially since we're starting off the bootcamp, I think this would be a good start to help us see how else we can do within our means, and of course in the future iterations as well. So you can share your feedback there and what you thought about today's program. And of course, if it went well, you want to send some love to Christian, Rachel, and Arnold's way, you can include that as well into the survey, and we'll share them accordingly. So
Just
that's
to
leaving
add
us
as
with a
well,
few moments. Yes.
sorry, Jeremy, just to add small last that I know that I think I read the comment just now. I think some of you mentioned that I spoke too fast, and because we are actually more, some of you are signing up on Smojo and learning at the same time, right? So that is actually that's quite challenging for today. So what I'll do next week, right, is to repeat some of the essential process of what we taught today, so that all of you are able to catch up and build some chatbots by then. So just to add some notes. So hope to see you again next week. Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Christian. And finally, I just had one more, which is why I say it was unorthodox survey on generative AI more broadly. So here at NLB, we're actually trying to see how we can broaden the scope of programming for generative AI and better support those partners like AI4IMPACT and the Chatbot Learners community in pushing out Gen AI type activities. So as participants, if you have any thoughts, right, about your areas of interest in generative AI more specifically, this is your opportunity to kind of push your wish list and share them with us. So I will just surface this link over here. And also I will push all these into the Telegram group. So please don't worry if you are unable to click and it's a lot of work right now to scan. You can just take some time to share your thoughts about Gen AI, and this feedback will be very useful as we kind of work towards developing more generative AI programs for you. So yeah, with this, I've actually come to the end for today lah. And so sorry, I realized that we've actually overrun quite a little bit. But moving forward, we will be having our next session, masterclass, next Saturday, 2 to 4 p.m. So the link for this will be released on the Telegram channel. So do keep a lookout there. Yeah, so I think with this, thank you so much once again for everyone for joining us, taking the time out of your Saturday lah. And hopefully we'll be able to see you next week. If you have any further questions, technical questions, you can drop it into the Telegram channel.
Thank you, everyone, and see you again next week.
Yeah, thank you so much, Christian, Arnold, and Rachel. Really
Thank you,
appreciate you
Jeremy,
taking the time.
Rachel.
So I'll proceed to close the call within the next minutes. Okay, goodbye everyone. Have a good weekend.